Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to One Hub Racing. We are here for the Pinnacle tier around Portugal, Portimao. We are here at the Algarve International Circuit for the final race of the season. Yes, we know, unfortunately seasons do have to come to an end. This has been a brilliant one, but we are here to round out the season, hopefully, with a great race in Portugal. Qualifying is underway. We can see a few guys starting on their qualifying laps now. You will notice on the left-hand side that Khalifa is on the mediums. He is serving a engine penalty, as well as TXM and Larkin, although I don't believe TXM is here. Larkin is here. He's already out of the session as well. But joined alongside me for the 10th and final time this season is Jamie. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, for this, obviously, the championships are all decided, but there's still places to fight for, and it's good to see all our main guys here. Should be a good race. Maybe a bit more aggressive. I think with the championship sort of drivers, will be a bit more of a free rein. So it should be a good race around a track which offers up really good racing as it is. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
It should be a cracker because we will have Montana and Tom here tonight, and they'll probably be going for something bold. They want to round out the season with a win. Montana has had 6 victories this season in a 10. Oh, he's almost had a spin, and yep, he's backed out of that. That's definitely a change of seat needed. That was a bit of a slide, but there goes last week's podium sitter in Canada, Owen Wyatt, to the top of the timing sheets with a 16.5. Chalkers slots in just behind him with a 16.8. Not bad for Chalkers on a set of mediums, that is. So he's had a nice little run there. Purple sector is being set by J. Cole, actually. He's just gone purple in sector number 1 for Alpine. J. Cole is 6th in the standings. He is 6 points behind Samba in 5th. So still a lot to play for J. Cole here. And if he could possibly take the 20 points, he might even get ahead of Henry, who is in 4th place on 74. We'll run through the standings in a moment, but we'll stick with J. Cole here. He's just set another good middle sector. The purple middle belongs to Montana, but of course he made that mistake, so he's on another run. Here it goes. Rounding turn number 15, the 15-cornered Algarve International Circuit. The host for tonight, J. Cole, across the line, and it's only good enough for 5th. The drop off in that lap was not great, but his purple sector 1 has been beaten by that main man, Montana, the man who wrapped up the championship. He's invalid though, so the week he can make mistakes, he will make a few.
Yeah, and he's out of fuel now, so that's his run over. So that's one fuel gone. He has done a lap, but obviously pressured off. So I still expect him to set a scorching lap time when he gets it in, because the set times are definitely good. But look at Henry on the mediums. That's an excellent lap on the mediums. Like Henry, a guy who has an outside chance of securing 3rd in the drivers' championship, and yeah, laps like that definitely go a long way to maybe making that happen.
There goes Conzo up to 6th, beats Montana. Stick that one on the fridge. First time probably that's happened this season for a lot of drivers to be ahead of Montana. Montana has raced 8 times this season, and he's finishing the points on all 8 occasions with a worst result of 6th. So that goes to show why he's the champion, doesn't it? That is incredible consistency. And he finished 6th in Abu Dhabi, and that is purely because of an incident on the last lap. He was going for the win when that happened, but he's out on track still. So feels he has enough fuel to go as he heads up through turn number 4, down towards 5. He's backed off now though, so obviously doesn't have the fuel to continue this lap. Of course, the engine penalties, we said, are the 3 guys who's retired. Although Mane, no, he doesn't have an engine penalty, so something's gone on there to cause his retirement. But he definitely doesn't have an engine penalty. That is for sure. Well, we went to Formula 1, so we'll run with that.
No, he's got no damage on the indicator, so maybe he just had what happened there. Maybe he
just fancies the last to first, maybe.
Yeah, to have a bit of fun on the last race of the season. Yeah, Montana he's on low fuel mode now, so yeah, he definitely doesn't have enough fuel. I think he was just doing that lap just to get a feel for the car, and he's definitely got good lap in him. But and validations here, they are quite common, especially I think the final part of the lap and the first part of the lap. It's so easy to validate. They're the main areas to invalidate, so I'm not surprised to see if you guys invalidate as Chalkers is still out there on the medium tyres. It's in the 16.8, obviously the driver of the day last week for doing that mammoth stint on the hard tyres and get some good points, and Chalkers maybe should have won Monza, and he might find himself maybe to have a good result, because I think he needs it for confidence. As There's the Matter, he's the only guy in the final lap, I believe, so keep more of him. He's had a solid end part of the season. He's definitely improving. He's showing some good form. He had a decent qualifying last week, had a decent race the week before, and I think he's on the up at the moment. It's good to see.
And these chokers coming up behind of Williams, although he has backed off on that lap, and that was Tom Robbo, who he was coming up behind. Robin West is on a bit of a run here as he heads down towards turn number 5. Into 7 and 8. Turn 8 is called Samsung, funnily enough. I have no idea why. Normally I'm quite tuned in on the facts and figures, but I have no idea why it's called Samsung. Turn 9 of Craig Jones, and then turn 10 is called Portimao. So they ran out of ideas amid naming the corners there. They've named it after the town/city which it is in. Portimao, of course, a lovely, lovely region of Portugal. Same with the Algarve. If you go on there on your summer break, you'll definitely be getting some nice weather. Is Robin West going to have a nice final sector, though? The times are decent. They're alright. They're thereabouts, but don't know if they'll be shooting up to the top of the timing sheets. Pulls to the right-hand side, and he's going to go 5th, 7/10 off pole. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Bad.
Tom has just gone purple in sector number 1, so we'll cut to him quickly as he heads through 7. This corner looks like it's flat out. It absolutely is not. It definitely looks and feels like it's flat out, but it definitely isn't. Turn 8 is one of the more tricky traction zones on the calendar, as we see the Matter and Montana pulled, letting Tom Robbo through. Of course, Tom won in Brazil and was cruelly denied in Monza. Only the one win this season for Tom, compared to his teammate's 6, but it was a dominant performance in the Constructors' Championships. Williams had that wrapped up absolutely weeks ago. Yeah, they've been definitely the two drivers to note this season. Although I think we expected it, really. They both almost brand names at this point. Here comes Tom Robbo across the line and straight to the top of the timing sheets. 15.8 for Tom. That's, well, some would say impressive. I'd more say expected. As there goes Owen Wyatt, actually. He's clawed a few tenths back. That's an improvement on his lap. He's now 4/10 of a second back where he was 6 and a bit. So, decent lap for Owen Wyatt there. Finished 3rd in Canada. And he's only had 2 podiums in one hub. Both this season, funnily enough. So, he's had a good season. A few unlucky moments here and there, but otherwise it's been good. And there goes the Aston Martins, I believe, working together to give a bit of slipstream. Henry down towards turn number 5, the hairpin. Runs a bit wide, but gets on the throttle. We're going to stay on board here through 7 and 8, see how the car is working for him. Takes a nice tight line, and is he going to run on a bit of curb here? He does. He runs on the outside curb there as we head into 9. This is easily flat up towards the tricky turn number 10. Takes a much wider line than we've seen Tom Robbo take, and it's going to clunk a little bit of the yellow sausage curb. There's a yellow flag there. That, I believe, is just for Owen Wyatt letting somebody through. Into turn 12 and 13. And then through the final braking zone of 14, because the final corner is flat out in dry conditions. As there goes Montana, beats his teammate by just under 1/10 of a second. We'll stick with Henry here, the Aston Martin. He pulls up to the right hand side. This is somehow the shorter line, doesn't look it, but it definitely is. And he's going to beat his teammate, and is only 2 and a bit tenths off pole positions. That's not a bad run for Henry.
No, yeah, good lap there. And I'm looking at these timing screens, and the Mercedes and the Williams guys absolutely dominant sector 1. That's where they're getting all their time. So yeah, that's where, like, good 2 or 3 tenths going to be able to sector 1. So they've got a good balance through sector 1, and good lap there by Henry. I think he'd be quite happy with that. Not too far off, just into the 15s, so by 1,000 of a second. But yeah, that's a good lap for him, and it's a good base for him to attack on his final run. But again, we've seen this a lot. The Williamses and the Aston Martins, right up the front of good in qualifying, they just seem to always lock out the first few rows. It's quite impressive. There's Nick's on the lap. He's improving. Nick's in 5th place at the moment. Can he further solidify that 5th place? Because a lot of the guys behind him are on the medium tyres. So Nick, I think they have a quicker lap to stay hold of this 5th place. He's 2 green sectors. He's about 2-3 temps up. He takes that tight line, which everybody seems to be taking. And he's cross line now in a 16.5. Not too shabby lap there by Nick. And the guys behind There's, I believe, Conzo maybe next time.
Yeah, Conzo's improving. That's what we were just having a look there. He's up by about 0.2 of a second as he heads into turn number 10. The roaring orange brakes of that AlphaTauri. We've seen Pierre Gasly have an engine failure up here in FP3 back in the first edition of the Portuguese Grand Prix around Portimao in that very weird 2020 season, as some would say. As there goes Chalkers, he's just gone 6th, just over a 10th off, just over 2nd, apologies, off the pole. That's been the gap all season though, so it's definitely not an embarrassing gap. As there goes Conzo, beats Chalkers to what is sort of best of the rest, although I'd say Nick is best of the rest at the minute. That 5th place, Nick's come on in leaps and bounds in this season.
Yeah, he's learning no assists, I think, for the first time this season, because he used to run all gears, I believe, so he's gone to manual gears, and obviously, once you learn manual gears, it's so much quicker, and once you get to figure out what gears you need to be, and I think also Nick's done, he's progressed a lot this season on that, and it's showing in qualifying. He's had a few decent points finish as well, so he's definitely shown what he can do in the future. Maybe next game suits him a bit more. Maybe he can find a little bit more. But he's definitely ending probably in his best form of the game, right at the end of the game. So yeah, it's good to see. As I believe Chalkers now, he's set a green first sector.
Yeah, Chalkers going again. Chalkers needs 2 laps here. It seems like if he wants to get the tyres lit up. The Matter's improving on his time, so he's going to just cross the line now in a moment. We'll cut to him quickly. On a set of the mediums is Matt. Oh no, that's a spin. That's a big spin round at the final corner, and he's going to end up on that asphalt. Avoids the gravel, but he's touched the inside curb a little bit too much there, and unfortunately that's the end of the run for the McLaren man. We'll cut back to Chalkers, who's gone for a second attempt. He's green in sector 2. Hello to Montana in the chat who's watching. The man currently on pole fancies tuning in to see what we have to say about him. Here comes Chalkers towards the line. A second attempt for the Red Bull man. He's got to cross the line now, and he's got to go 4th spot. That's a great lap from Chalkers. Absolute large improvement, 0.7 of a second, and he slots himself in between the 2 Aston Martins.
Yeah, good lap there, and looking at his fuel level, I don't think he intended to finish that lap, but because he was such a good lap, he might have finished it, because now he's on low fuel mode, so he should get back in the pits, but it was also such a good lap, he might as well finish it, because he don't look going to improve again, so a good thing there by Chalks to get lapping, and he may be done for qualifying, but that is a good lap, and that'll be, that might secure him. I think Owen may beat him, but that might secure him a 3rd row of the grid, which would be quite a good basis for the race.
Yep, it'll be very good, and it is the last race of the season with the championship decided. Lots of other battles in the championship which we'll get into, but there will be people going for a bit of crazy stuff. We'll have a bit of a scrappy race, folks, but who doesn't love a bit of a different winner? Who doesn't love a bit of a messy race? Could Robin West possibly take us a decent result to end the season? We see his qualifying here, currently 8th behind his teammate Conzo, as he lines around Samsung in towards Greg Jones, flat out left, and heading towards turn 10 now.
Such a difficult call to get right, but he's done it quite well there. And
it's the exit that I find the most difficult. I find you have to get the car just hooked in enough. As we'll see, the 2 Williamses are back out on the track.
Yeah.
We'll cut them, we'll see what they can do, but we'll stick with Robin West here. He's the only man currently on a timed run on the circuit. Oh, apologies, J. Cole is as well. He's improving in the first sector. Here comes Robin West across the line. Can he beat his teammate? He can. He beats him by 0.2 of a second, and that's a little bit of a battle developing for AlphaTauri here in the final race of the season. They're currently down in the championship in the bottom 3. They'll try to break out of that today. Here comes J. Cole. He's on a set of the mediums again, funnily enough, so he doesn't fancy qualifying on the softs here. He just wants to get the time done on this set of medium compound tyres and do the reverse strategy. It is a soft medium or a medium soft around here on a traditional basis, but of course you have to do the 2 pit stops here in one hub, which really makes it a very exciting afternoon. Here comes J. Cole across the line. It's an improvement, but it's not going to be a positional improvement due to that set of mediums, I think. Tom Robbo is on a lap now as he heads through turn number 3. And up 4. 4 is really difficult. It doesn't look it, but it's very difficult going uphill at such an incline. He's down on his sector 1, Tom Robbo. He is purple in sector 1. Oh, he's only marginally down. It's a 21.668 for Tom Robbo, and that is best as a 21.648 or 638. Tom Robbo, we'll see what he can do in sector 2. This is a slow Aston Martin on turn 4. I think that could just be Henry letting a Red Bull through there, because Owen Wyatt is currently heading through the first few turns. But here comes Tom Robbo. Oh, he's made a mistake and he's backed out there. Yeah, had to back out of that lap. It wasn't going well from his teammate. Has started possibly his final qualifying run of the day. But Owen Wyatt, we're going to cut to him for a second. He's set a monster first sector. It's not purple, but it is a 21.8, and that's better than he's been doing. Henry's invalidated. That is an out lap, however. And here comes Owen Wyatt through turn 8. If he can hook up this middle sector here, I think he could have a right shot at the front row. Because he's looked good today. He's looked very good in the last few weeks. Since Brazil, he's looked very good. Got a podium in Brazil, of course. And yeah, that's another improvement in the middle sector. It's not purple, not quite purple, but it's still a very nice middle sector. Heading through 13 into 14. The long right-hander. Oh, he's going to get a bit of a toe off his teammate here. Aston Martin working in unison once again. Really, in terms of teammates, they've been the best all season. They've always worked together, always helped each other. And now, there goes Owen Wyatt. He beats Chalkers, and that's what he wanted to do. Here comes Montana to the line. It's going to be an improvement. He's purple in the middle sector, not purple in the first, and it is an improvement. It's 0.061 is the improvement to a 15.705, and Tom Robbo has invalidated his next lap, meaning that is Montana on pole, unless Henry has something to say about it. Let's keep an eye on Henry's first sector here, and it is a very good first sector, actually. It's not far off the pole time. It's actually quicker. It's quicker than Montana in the first sector. So Henry is on a bit of a run here. It's Tom Robbo still setting the PBs in the sector 1. Obviously he's not on a lap now. He's right behind, or right in front of Henry here. He has to get out of the way as Henry shoots up towards turn 10. Had a very good first sector. What's the middle sector going to react like for ERT Henry, the Aston Martin? It is another good middle sector. Montana was a tenth quicker though, so they're about even on level here. The Aston Martin of Henry looking really strong now. If he can just nail 14 and 15, he's going to have a really good run to the line and possibly start on the front row. There goes Chalkers. Chalkers up to third. Beats Henry and Owen Wyatt. Rounding 15. Henry runs as close as he can to the right-hand side. Is it enough for pole position? No, he's just missed it. It's second spot for Henry. And he breaks the Williams front row. Legend has gone to 6th and only 6th. So that's a bit of a disappointing end to the session for him. And of course the two Williamses have backed out on their laps. It is Montana on pole once again. Henry, though, breaking the Williams front row and will start from second.
Yeah, good that there by Henry and on Legend. I'm doing just timing. I think he made a mistake in the first sector, because his first sector is two or three tenths down on the rest. So I think that's where he lost his time. That probably cost him maybe third or fourth on the grid. But yeah, look, a nice close grid. Montana on pole again, but Henry, that was an impressive lap by him, and also Chalkers. He out of nowhere got fifth, and you know, I think Owen would be disappointed if on the grid. I think he expected more. I think he just didn't. He was only 3 tenths off pole, but now only fifth. It just shows how competitive this grid is. But yeah, just Montana, even though he's winning the championship, he still wants to win the race. Still wants perfection, and he had it there. But he was under a bit of pressure. That he almost lost it there. I think if Tom got that lap in, he might have beaten him, but it doesn't matter. He's got the pole.
That's really been the story of Tom's season. He just doesn't get it right when he needs to, which is the problem. Yeah. When he gets it right, he's arguably better than Montana, but it's just about getting it right on the day. But that's qualifying over. We're waiting for Montana to pull into his pit box, and you can see him there going into the Williams garage. The dominant Williams team. And that is qualified. Let's have a quick chat, just quickly while we wait on the results to load, about the standings battle. So, the battle for third is between IF4 Legend, Henry, Samba and J. Cole. Separating them is 14 between Henry and Legend, then 5 between Henry and Samba, and then 6 between Samba and J. Cole. There's a Constructors battle as well, but we'll just run you through your qualifying results quickly. It is the Swissman, the Drivers' Champion, Montana on pole ahead of Henry, Tom Robbo, Chalkers, Owen Wyatt, Legend, Nick, Robin West, Conzo, J. Cole, Larkin, the Matter, Khalifa, Mane. The bottom 4 all not getting a time in, so the Matter didn't get a time in after that spin. Very unlucky for him, but it's Montana on pole once again. And would it be a surprise to most? Probably not, but Henry has good pace as well. That's a very nice lap. He improved a lot on his 2 runs. In the Constructors' battle, it is Aston Martin in second place, 15 points ahead of Alpine, and then they are 4 points ahead of Ferrari, who are 4 points ahead of Alfa Romeo, and then Red Bull are tied on points with Alfa Romeo. But now, as per always, we're going to hand it over to Jamie to run you through our fantastic One Hub sponsors.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day in Portimao for a race, and I'll go through the sponsors for you. We are sponsored by Next Level Racing, who are sponsored the league by providing the prizes for this season, which go to our champions and our top 3 drivers. We're also sponsored by Pure Sim Gear, who are sponsoring the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to the drivers with the most combined poles and fastest laps. We're also partnered by Versatile, who are sponsoring our championship prizes, who are supporting our championship prize as well. We're also partnered with ERT, who are partnering Go Gets Tough Awards and League Trophies, and the Go Gets Tough Awards will be awarded out on the end of season stream, which I believe is next week. And also we're partnered by SimGrid, who are running our season on our community platform, deal with the things such as sign-ups, the results, the championship standings, and calculating them stewarding penalties, which hopefully we won't get any tonight.
Yes, of course, the stewards and the admins do a lot of work behind the scenes, which you would not see. But if you do want to see it, you can join the Discord server. The link in the bio. But we're getting ready here in Portimao, where we'll read a quick extract from our driver of the day last week, Chalkers. He did a mighty stint on a set of hard compound tyres, and he said it was a tough start with a crash at quali and 3 pit stops by lap 9. He went on to hards at the safety car, but he said, "I'm surprised it wasn't something you guys expected from me after dragging mediums to 90% at Spain. They're about 50%, so I basically could have done another 10 to 20 laps," meaning he could have did 50 laps on a set of the hard compound tyres. And I don't know about you, but that is fairly impressive. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Algarve International Circuit. We are here for the final race of this season, the ERT Portimao Portugal GP. Montana has finished in the points in 8 races this season, and 6 of them have been wins. Can he take another win today? We will wait and see. But it's a 4.653 kilometre circuit, 2.891 miles, with 15 corners, 15 fantastic corners. And one man who's not here tonight, who we have to give a quick mention to, Ryder Dahl, got 2 podiums in his final 2 races of the season in Canada and in Monza, both being second places. There's been 18 Portuguese Grand Prix at 3 venues. The Circuito de Boa Vista, which was a street track in the wonderful city of Porto. Some of the football fans will definitely recognise Porto. In Estoril, of course, many great races there over the years. Few won by Alain Prost, Ayrton Senna winning a dominant form before he made his great move to McLaren. And of course here in Portimao, Alain Prost and Nigel Mansell, the 2 most successful drivers. But in terms of One Hub history, well, this is the first time we've ever been here, folks. There has been no previous races apart from the earlier tiers on this wonderful June Friday evening. There's your tyre choices on the left-hand side. It is soft for the top 9, then J. Cole and Larkin, the 2 Alpine boys, starting on the mediums, then the Mater and Khalifa on softs, with Manet lining us up in P14 on a set of the medium compound of tyres. But we're in for a great race. We'll try to keep you updated with the championship battles as we go, but there is a lot of shuffling up in the grid to happen here this evening.
Yeah, should be able to keep an eye on that for you. We'll just go for the first few laps to see how it boils out. And quite a long run, turn 1 in, and obviously it's quite a wide entry into turn 1, so we may see 3 or 4 wide into turn 1, so that could be something to keep an eye out for. And it's not the easiest race to keep advantage pole position because that long run, so Montana may have his job on hand, but Montana has made some excellent starts this season. I would not be surprised if he retains that lead into turn 1.
Even one thing I always found quite funny here is just look how small the cars are on the grid, folks. That's how wide this track actually really is down towards turn number 1. It is a deep slope, but Manet is lining us up in his grid slot now for the final time on F1 2021 for One Hub Pinnacle tier. 3, 4, 5 red lights. We got racing in Portugal, and that's a great launch once again from Montana. It's a brilliant launch from Tom Robbo, who's already up alongside Henry, and he's got the job done into turn number 1. Chalker's looking optimistic in the back there, trying to make a move on Owen Wyatt. I think Owen Wyatt has actually got that one done around the outside. Now he's off the circuit. There's been a bit of contact somewhere, or he's had to make evasive action. Legend is very slow to turn number 3, holding position. Nick and Conzo side by side with J. Colin Larkin, trying to make moves for the Alpine team. They are fighting for second in the championship, and they are side by side down towards turn number 5 on the opening lap. Legend side by side with Owen Wyatt now. Is he going to have a look round the outside through turn number 7? It's an optimistic move on lap number 1, but he's going to try it nevertheless. And Owen Wyatt defends into turn 8 of Samsung. Legend, can he get the traction on the exit? The Ferrari man, he's absolutely got it done. That's a splendid move for the mighty Dutchman. He's up into the top 5 for the first time today. Tom Robbo, though, now is second in a Williams 1-2 once again. Where have you had that before this season? Conzo and Larkin, your biggest mover, up to 9th, but Robin West, the biggest loser, he's down to 13th on those set of softs. He has a lot of work to do to fight back up there, because the mediums are strong around this circuit. They are not too far off the softs, but we will be seeing some pit stops fairly early in this Grand Prix due to the 2 stopper, which is mandatory down the main straight to start the second lap of the Grand Prix. Tom Robbo up to second, and that's Robin and Mane both into the pit lane. The only man to pick up damage was Mane, so Tom Robbo is just opting for a different strategy. Legend runs off the circuit. We've seen Owen Wyatt run off the circuit. They've both had their mishaps on the opening lap, but Legend is up 1, Owen Wyatt down 1, so it could have been much worse for the Ferrari and the Aston Martin.
Yeah, it was Robin and Mane. They both picked the damage at lap 1. It was 4 wide at the back, and I think they may have a bit of banging wheels because they picked that damage before turn 2, turn 3, so I think that might have been the cause of that. And yeah, great start by Tom Robbo.
Hold on a second, here comes the matter. He's got to chuck one up the inside of Larkin. No, he doesn't. He backs out. Oh no, yeah, never mind. Up the inside of the Samsung.
Oh,
he tried it, really? But it didn't work. And now Khalifa's going to get caught up on the back of this. But the matter, feeling fairly optimistic this evening.
Yeah, he wants to see. He's got a lot of confidence, and he's on them soft tyres. He has to make this move done, because you mentioned there's not much between softs and mediums, and it won't be too long before they mediums to quicker tyres, so he has to get it done. So we've got Khalifa trying to go around
now trying to move up the inside. Doesn't want to be held behind the matter. He's been quicker on pace throughout the course of the season, has Khalifa, but definitely wants to get the job done on the matter fairly quickly. No DRS just yet. And speaking to DRS anyways, Tom Robbo's not going to get it, because Montana has pushed away on this opening lap. Is he? He's trying to prove a point that he is the superior Williams driver. We'll never know. Here comes Khalifa, not close enough to the matter on this occasion. 33 laps to go here in this Grand Prix, so still plenty of time. Oh, he's almost got it very wrong through turn number 3. That's a counter steer. That Mercedes is not running too well.
No, it isn't. No, DRS down this back straight, but it's not really long enough. You have to be really alongside to get moved on now. Go very aggressive on the brakes. He's not looking the most comfortable. I think he doesn't seem that comfortable in the traffic. I think maybe he's trying to see on those soft tyres, starting the back, taking that engine penalty, and yeah, he's dropped a long way back. He was threatening, and now, if anything, he may lose DRS as Montana just perfectly, just 1.2 seconds. He's in complete control already as these Alpines stay solidly in midfield, and they have to say this looks like a DRS train led by Nick, I think, and this may as obviously Conzo and these softs. He probably fancy maybe overtaking Nick here, but Nick gets a really good exit out the final corner, but Conzo will have a good run here.
I think Owen Wyatt's going to have a run at Legend here possibly, because he has the DRS. Legend just about gets it as well from Chalkers, though, so Owen Wyatt's going to have to stay behind here. Conzo going to have a bit of a run on Nick. Can he chuck it up the inside of the turn number 1? No, not close enough just yet. He's going to have to stick behind for the moment, and Khalifa's dropped off the back of the matter. These guys, if they can't afford to get stuck in a DRS train, they're really going to have to get creative. Conzo, especially if he wants to break from the back of Nick, because Nick just seems very quick through the final sector today.
Yeah, he's good construct line speed, so it's going to be very difficult to take. Nick is a very experienced driver. He's got excellent racecraft, and he's going to be very difficult for Conzo to find a way through. And you mentioned that overtake is possible around here, but if you're not that good down the straight, then it's going to be very difficult, because that's where.
Oh, there we go. That's the matter round. That's the matter round at Samsung, and that's going to break the train for Khalifa. Unfortunately, the matter now is our first real spinner of the day, apart from the bit of damage from Mane, which is really unfortunate for him, but we have to cut back up to the front. Oh, Wyatt was right on Legend's tail through the middle sector. He's dropped off a little bit now, but that goes to show how close he really was. Could he get a bit of a run at the Dutchman here? We'll have to wait and see, as we head round turn 15 of Galp, heading down towards the start finish straight, and here we go. Owen Wyatt definitely is a run on the Dutchman, the Scuderia Ferrari in front of him. Here comes Owen Wyatt. He's going to go to the outside. Legend defends to the inside, and Legend is going to pressure him to the curb. But Owen Wyatt, what can he do? He's got to chuck it up the inside anyway, and they've made contact. But that's a brilliant save from Owen Wyatt in the Aston Martin. He really had to work the car to somehow keep it in the straight line. Legend has got the job done around the outside, but Owen Wyatt is going to have the DRS, and is he going to be later on the brakes into turn number 5? I think he is, and he's hooked up his car perfectly. Legend Rosenberg loses out on this occasion and picks up a penalty.
Yeah, he's very nimble on track limits there, the first few corners. And how did he not spin out there? That's amazing. How did he hold that? That's absolutely incredible. I don't know how.
It's really great control.
Like fully sideways. Khalifa has overtaken Jacob. I think Jacob made a little bit of a mistake there. He's up to 10th place, but yeah, Legend isn't looking that comfortable tonight. He just didn't. I don't know. He doesn't seem that comfortable.
He does have new pedals. I know that much. There's a new set of pedals on the sim rig, but I can't imagine that would cause too much. The only problem here is Owen Wyatt's fallen out of Chalkers' DRS, so Legend could easily have another go on him here.
Yeah, he's in range to maybe not at turn 1, but definitely into turn 5 as if he gets a good exit. As I have to say,
just look at the launch the DRS gives you. He's definitely not going to be able to chuck it up the inside into turn number 1. As Owen Wyatt is very good through here, Legend not so much. Down towards turn 4 now. Who gets the better run through here? Owen Wyatt needs it to be him. Legend just needs it. Owen Wyatt to have a bad exit, but Owen didn't have the greatest of exit, but he'll hold on here. It's a very short run down towards 5. You have to be right on the other car's gearbox if you want to make a move stick. Konzo is still stuck behind Nick here, so Nick is doing a great job to hold 7th spot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, another thing I noticed about Portimao is I've noticed the battery levels of like Owen and Legend are quite low, and I've noticed around here it's very difficult to regen your battery if you use a lot of it. Yeah, so even in my race last tonight, I barely used any of it, and I was on 30% for so long, and it seemed virtually impossible to get it to regen. So the battery use is going to have to be very careful with it. I mean, you may run out towards the end of the race, so that's another thing to keep an eye out for. As Henry's looking quite close in the back of Tom Rowe. Tom Rowe has not got the pace of Montana tonight at the moment, and Henry and Chalkers, they're definitely harrying him. That might be one to keep an eye out for a little bit later on as Legend. As Wyatt pits already. That's quite an early pit stop.
It's a very early stop.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of laps we have. And there goes Owen Wyatt, dropped down the order. But Tom Robbo is nowhere near on his teammates' level tonight. Henry's doing very, very well. Really, it's not the chaos that the Pinnacle tier has been. There goes Konzo. He has got past Nick on this occasion. So Konzo is up to 6th. And now needs to break away from Nick. Because if Nick gets another run on him down the start finish straight, that's just back to square one.
As Larkin breaks a bit late, taps back a Nick there, and he's broke a bit of his wing there. Larkin's a little bit later in the brakes, and he's got 20% rim damage, so I think Larkin may have to pit this lap. Look how much he's struggling.
Yeah, there goes Khalifa already up the inside. Larkin has made a bit of an error there, and unfortunately that might just cost Alpine in the Constructors' Championship, because Ferrari currently have Legend here, where they only have one car. They'll find it difficult. But Larkin and J. Cole only scoring very little points as it stands.
This battle for 3rd place is a chalk. If anything, Chalks is close to Henry, but Henry will have DRS on Tom Robbo, and is he going to have a run here? I think he's a bit too far back. I think Tom Robbo's just got enough to cover off, but
I think he might. Will he have enough here? It depends how much Henry wants to send it. No, he will just have enough into the braking zone. But these guys are gradually getting closer, and Montana is gradually getting further away, and that will frustrate Tom Robbo, because he knows on his day he can be just as quick as Montana. This track also favours anybody who uses a controller instead of a wheel. So I don't know who uses what, if I'm brutally honest, but if anybody does use a controller here in this train, they'll definitely be favoured. But for now, Tom Robbo is the cork in the Aston Martin bottle.
Yeah, he is. And Legend's not really got the pace in these guys either. So that new pedal set's really working out for him. I wonder if Tom Robert may fancy early, and his pit window sort of open now for soft guys. So I wouldn't be surprised when one of these guys just come in a pit to stop. It's going to be slightly earlier than what I expected, but yeah, he can definitely pit now and sort of get into a set of mediums, maybe even go a long way into the race and just see what happens. There's got a yellow flag, and I believe that is Mane.
That's Mane.
Not having such a good race as Montana. Nicely in the lead, and he's in the pit, so Robbo was going to have to stay out.
Henry dives in late, and so does Chalkers. Oh, Henry actually smashing the pit limiter board. Legends picked up a 5 for speeding in the pit lane. His afternoon's just got even worse. Nick is going to carry on, like the brave soldier that he is, to continue on a set of softs. He's comfortable, and rightly so. Stay out if you're comfortable. He's working well. The tyres are all working well, and that Mercedes is so far having a good race. But now Tom Robbo needs the in-lap of his life if he wants to try and even get close to Montana, because Montana's forced the undercut.
Yeah, but yeah, he has.
Although, to be fair, Henry's come out a lot closer than to Montana. Did Henry pick up a penalty for speeding in the pits? He did. Okay, that's a big thing.
Did, yeah. Henry had a very late pit entry there. I wonder if Charlton would back out of it there and not go full pelt into the pits, because that was very late. I don't think.
That's what Henry locked up and slid the car into the pit braking board, so there's no braking board there. So, might throw somebody off, as that's Mane retiring in the pits, and I think that's understandable. He really wasn't having a great race. And we have been fairly clean so far, so there's no even safety car on the cards as it stands.
I don't think there's been any safety cars, any taste to that. I don't think it's very, very unusual for this game to have 3 or 4 clean races. There certainly wasn't a safety car in our race. I don't think there was in the race before. So, yeah, good clean racing here. It's good to see. And Tom Robbo surely has to pit this lap. Yes,
he's in, and so is Nick. And I believe the Matter will pile in as well, because he started on the set of softs despite trying to qualify in the mediums, and that's a penalty for Henry. The penalties are not good here. They are really struggling. Now. There goes Tom Robbo, and there goes Montana. You can see the 2 cars, and the Williams is going to lose the position to Henry, because there is Tom Robbo. There's Chalkers. Chalkers is going to be really close here. He's got a switchback of the Williams heading into turn number 2, and that puts Tom Robbo under threat.
Inside.
He chucks it up the inside, and that's the fastest lap for Larkin, surprisingly, so didn't expect that one. The Alpine man still in with a fight in this one. Who's going to win this battle though? This is the battle for 5th. Tom Robbo chucks it up the inside. Very late move for the Williamsman, but he's chucked it up the inside, and now Chalkers has to defend to the outside here, and I think he might have just did it, because he's on the more optimal line heading into this corner side by side. The Williams and the Red Bull, nobody is giving up this late in the season, and Chalkers has got a bit of an exit, but Tom Robbo now holds to the inside. That is a brilliant move from Tom Robbo around the outside. Chalkers still in with a fight here as the Red Bullman, but I don't think he's going to have enough, and Tom Robbo has somehow come out victorious in that scrap.
Yeah, because for the majority of that lap he was on the wrong line. I don't know how he managed to get on top of that. Obviously in the pit exit it was a bit unfortunate, because he had to sort the car out on cold tyres and not allow Chalkers to get through. But Chalkers may fancy a DRS pass here, as I think Tom Robbo is defenceless, but Tom Robbo has got his tyres up to nice temperature now, so he may be able to, as we saw earlier, not the easiest guy to overtake. I think Tom Robbo, unless Chalkers fancies send up the inside, but I think it's too far back. I think Tom Robbo might have it covered. Yeah. That was crucial for Tom Robbo to keep ahead of Chalk, because he got any chance of maybe trying to get, well, he's going to get 2nd place at the moment, as it looks like Montana, yet again, is in a different zip code to these guys. But I know Henry's only 1.4 back, but you've got to remember he's got them penalties to serve, so yeah, he's in a great position at the moment, and yeah, just Henry just getting that pit entry a little bit too wrong, like we saw Scott Dixon in Indy 500 cost him there, and it might cost Henry a podium tonight, as we got Khalifa and Conzo fighting coming out of turn 5.
Fun fact about that Indy 500 pit lane: Scott Dixon missed the limit by 1 mile an hour. That's what cost him his race. But back to the F1 now. Conzo has fallen to 9th. Khalifa has moved ahead, and of course they were in a train stuck behind Nick. Nick is now 10th due to the undercut by the rest of the guys. There is a bit of a train developing, and Tom Robbo is not catching Henry. He's losing time.
No, Jake calls in from the lead, and I wonder if going soft like his teammate, try something a little bit different, as Yeah, it was Owen Wyatt starting to catch it now. Owen Wyatt's definitely a lot more confident on the medium tyre. He pitted really early, trying to get a bit of an undercut, and it sort of worked out for him in a way to get himself back in the battle. There's legends also in this, so it's a four-way scrap for second place. It is, or third place, sorry, as obviously Henry's in.
There goes Khalifa. Oh no, sorry, there goes Khalifa and Konzo having a scrap. Konzo tried one up the inside, but that was a beautifully crafted switchback by Khalifa. He played a card there and it worked for him. Khalifa holds 7th, but Nick is right with these boys now, so Nick is having a great race. He caught up, he was a second behind Konzo. He's now within 5/10 of a second, and he's also very close to his teammate, so Nick, don't rule him out here. He's still driving very well.
Yeah, Nick's also is very good at avoiding them penalties, which I think will come to play a bit later on. He may leapfrog some places, and these Alpine guys behind in 10th, 11th, not where they wanted to be, but they're on the soft tyres and they need to make some progress on these stinks. I believe they'll be on the mediums at the end, and I think the majority guys will be on the softs at the end. So the Alpine guys going a bit off strategy, and we need to back after it. Tom Robble makes a big mistake there. They had a big swapper on there in the penultimate corner, goes off the track and gets a penalty, and he's in the pits. I wonder if he's got some form of damage. He's retired from the race.
Oh, he's retired. Okay, he's had enough there. Tom Robble's out. That's one of the Williamses gone. Which now allows Chalkers onto the podium.
I wonder if he's got a real issue, because that was very unusual. He made a big mistake there, not what I expect from these guys. I wonder if he's got a bit of hardware.
I didn't quite catch it, I can't lie, I didn't catch it.
No, I just saw the end of it. I saw the car going off, yellow flag, and it was way off track. It was almost in the gravel, which is quite wide there, so...
Well, he's had enough and he's retired the car, meaning we've 2 retirements here in this Portuguese Grand Prix with 20 laps to go. Tom Robbo and Manning, both out of the race, Williams and Haas.
So everybody in the race, if they're finished, they'll get a point. So there's incentive to remain in this race as championship positions are there for the taking. And that opens opportunities to the likes of Owen Wyatt and Chalkers. Opens a great opportunity for Chalkers to get his first podium of the season. He's in 3rd place. He knows Henry Head's got a load of penalties, and Chalkers, apart from Monza, he's not going to get a better opportunity to get a podium. This is a great chance for him to redeem himself after a few mistakes this season.
Lando Norris said moving up and down like a roller coaster once. I believe it was in Mugello. I'm going to say it in regards to Chalkers this season, because one time he's down at the back and the other time he's the pace for a podium. It's really weird, but I'd love to see Chalkers get a podium here. Try not to show bias, but I absolutely would love to see Chalkers get a podium. Owen Wyatt is attacking him though, so Chalkers is going to have to produce some Checo Perez-esque stuff.
Yeah, Chalkers.
Or fitting with the Portuguese team, some Ayrton Senna stuff.
Yeah, Chalk's some traction there, but I think he's too far back. Owen's not going to too far back for a dive there, but yeah, Owen Wyatt's looking really good, and this could be a great day for Aston Martin. This is definitely going to secure their 2nd place in Constructors' Championship, this result, and they could actually outscore Williams. I think that might be the first time this season Williams get outscored in a race, which never happens before. So yeah, Williams are going to, obviously they're well in the lead, but Williams, they're not going to be top point scorers for the first time this season.
Nick's got a penalty.
Yeah, he's under pressure from Jake calling them soft tyres. I think that pressure from the Alpine guy made him run a little bit wide there in that middle part of the lap, and these Alpine guys, there's a lot stuck now in this train. As J. Cole, look how much more confidence in the braking as Konzo gets the penalty, and these penalties are going to start to rack up now. Mid part of the race, we're going to really see. Obviously, remember Canada, nobody went penalty free in Canada. I wouldn't be surprised if we get similar tonight. As it's not as easy as Canada to get invalidations, but it is. And there's some sections where you get two warnings in a row. As J. Cole, look how he's right at the back of Nick here, and surely J. Cole will fancy the overtake here.
Yep, here comes J. Cole. Gonna fancy a bit of a move on Nick, but look at the launch Nick gets in the straight just every time. He just absolutely bombs down the straight. That Mercedes is working well here. Unfortunately, the other Mercedes isn't working quite as well because there's Konzo all over the back of him. But we've gone on board with Nick there, and all of a sudden he's just picked up speed. I don't know what's happening, but here comes J. Cole. He's got to try a move anyways. That's the matter of in turn number 2, but no, can't quite go for a move. J. Cole backs out of that one, and he's going to try send it up the inside here as Nick runs a bit wide, but doesn't quite get it done. J. Cole still going to try and force the issue here through 8, but I don't think he's going to get it done. He's going to have to wait for the DRS straight. But even that's going to be difficult because whatever setup Nick is running, it's very much working. Down the start of his straight, poor Conzo was stuck behind him for about 5 or 6 laps because of the run he was getting down the straight. But we'll stick with J. Cole here. There's no really other battles happening in the field apart from Owen Wyatt on the back of Chalkers. Although Owen Wyatt does look like he could try and move possibly here. Just again, Chalkers just seems to have enough down the straight. Although he's going to be under big threat here. Is Owen Wyatt going to go for the move? No, backs off at the last minute. We cut back to J. Cole and let's see the straight here. Just look at Nick taking off. Yeah, he just absolutely takes off.
He's got the VTEC, hasn't he? He's got the VTEC. He's got the Hamilton engine from end of last year. That's absolutely incredible how much straight line speed
just takes off. Nick's on the better tyres. He's almost with a broken front wing as well. But he's the better tyres. He has a really good slipstream and DRS. But Nick just absolutely bombing down this straight today. And fair play to him because it's very much helping him out in this race because he's still now on the back of Conzo due to his straight line speed. Owen Wyatt is really on the back of Chalkers now.
Yeah, he fancies the move here. It's just Chalkers, but Chalkers again seems to have quite decent straight line speed as well. Not as impressive as Nick, but yeah, Owen Wyatt, look, he's pushed and the Honda Red Bull man around here, and he gets good exit around there. Surely it's going to be an easy overtake, but we've seen that earlier. It's not. This DRS isn't as powerful as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a lot more easy to overtake than it has been. As Owen gets a decent exit there.
It's a good run here. There surely is time for Owen Wyatt to take his rightly earned spot on the Portuguese podium. He's going to go to the inside of the Red Bull Racing man, and that's possibly going to be the easiest move he does all day, or is Chalkers going to hold it up the inside? Owen Wyatt needs to defend here because Chalkers could look to chuck it up the inside. Legend Rosenberg, look at how close them 3 cars are running to each other. That is exceptional racing, how close they could all run through that corner together. Back to Mr. B-Tech, and unfortunately J. Cole's got the run on him this time. That Mercedes power has been beaten by the Alpine.
That move was done in the final corner. It wasn't done on the straight.
Oh, it wasn't even done on the straight.
No. Nick made a bit of a mistake. I think in the pull him up corner. Now J. Cole get through. Now Larkin's on the back of his 5-car train. Larkin's got to be careful. He didn't get more damage in the back of that Mercedes. And when Nick may have a bit of diffuse damage, maybe. I don't know if that's a thing in the game, but there's quite a big whack Larkin gave him earlier on, and yeah, it's in a good position. Nick though, he's in a decent position. I'm quite amazed by how with a high straight line speed, but you think he'd struggle in the mid part of his lap, but he seems to have it under control in the mid part of the lap. He doesn't seem to be losing too much time to the cars ahead. He just seems to be in a good rhythm tonight, and it's quite impressive as quite as impressive as Khalifa's managed to hold on to these guys. And I think Khalifa's now starting to pull away. Console's the guy that's going to be under a bit of pressure with J. Cole. And J. Cole may fancy stuff take to be a little bit easier than the previous one.
I'm just finding a very amusing Nick's run down the straight. I cannot lie, because I've never seen something like this on the game before, where a guy, unless he's running 1-1 wings or something, but J. Cole isn't going to get the run on Conzo this time. Conzo is close enough to the car in front that gets the DRS to just keep with Khalifa. That's why Khalifa's going to struggle to pull away here. But Nick is still right in the back of J. Cole, but he's Larkin behind him, and Larkin is trying to force an issue here, but he's almost due a pit stop, I reckon.
Yeah, he's gonna,
there goes Conzo. There goes J. Cole. J. Cole's chucked one up the inside of Conzo, and the Alpine man has absolutely made that work. Very, very unexpected was Conzo. And it's worked for J. Cole. He's up to 7th, and now we'll be attacking Khalifa. Alpine fighting to beat Ferrari. They need to score 5 points more than Ferrari score. Legends currently in 5th for the Scuderia. J. Cole in 7th and Larkin in 10th, both in point scoring positions, so they're doing well here. Is it enough? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's going to be very tight, I think, with 2 Alpines left in the race, and Legend in a strong, a pretty strong 5th place at the moment. 11 seconds ahead of Khalifa and J. Cole. We fancy getting to be done the Mercedes, as I think Larkin will be in very shortly. I'm surprised he comes in this lap. No, he stays out as
he's going to have a run on Nick here.
Yeah.
Or is Nick's B-Tech going to kick in?
Looks like it is.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
If J. Cole may get...
Conzo has taken that sausage curb where you absolutely shouldn't, and now Is he going to be wrapped up in a hot dog bun by Nick and Larkin? Larkin is going to go one down the inside of Nick and gets the job done because Nick, a very respectful racer, leaves probably too much room, and Larkin is now up to 9. He could attack Konzo here at 4-8. Nick just seems to be a real nail in the bottle here because he's... Oh no, never mind, and Nick is around. And he was having such a good race, but Nick has spun round there. Oh, and that's awful for Nick. He's still here though. He's only 5 seconds back. He can catch up for sure and hopefully get back in this race because we are still yet to see even a VSC in this race.
No,
so we could still get one.
Yeah, Nick, you mentioned that traction on turn 8, and I'm afraid it's too close to go ahead. He was too eager on the front, or maybe a little bit of unheating tyres, and that spun him around, and I'd say it was pretty quick for Nick there on the old reset track button, I have to say.
Yeah, I have to say that was very quick. Here comes Larkin though. Konzo is dead man walking because Larkin just has to run on the Alpha Tauri, and that's another Alpine making moves. Alpine now up to 6th and 8th on the same corner pretty much. That is J. Cole up the inside of Khalifa and Larkin up the inside of Konzo, the two Alpines providing the entertainment here in the Algarve. And this train up here for 3rd spot, it hasn't moved since Owen Wyatt got that job done on Chalkers. Owen Wyatt on 2 lap worse tyres than everybody on the grid apart from Robin West, who is running 11th on 17 lap old tyres. Fair play to him and Matt for sticking with us, because unfortunately for Matt, he's been in no man's land for the entire Grand Prix.
No, yeah, fair play. And Larkin, he's 11 lap old softs, and the front tyre wears are in the 60% range, so he's doing a great job on them tyres. I mean, an amazing stint here, and he's putting himself in contention for a good result, which may help elevate Alpine to 3rd in the constructors. And if Trey doing them laps on softs, he may fancy. If he's got a spare fresh softs, I think he can do those softs at the end. There's Chalks in the pits. He's fancying an undercut on the guys ahead of him.
Good call. Good call. What's he going to go for that?
You can get
softs. Very good call. That's a brilliant call from the Red Bull crew because they can make the end here. And it's Chalkers now. He'll come out in a bit of a gap. He'll come out behind Nick, I believe, but he'll still be... Nick's in the pit lane, so he'll come out in fresh air ahead of Robin West, who is now just bombing down the start-finish straight, and there goes Chalkers. It's going to be close, and of course there's the compromise line through turn number 1. Here comes Robin West, and then Chalkers is very much clear here, and he will pull away for sure because Nick is on... Sorry, Robin, apologies, is on very bad tyres.
Yeah. Obviously, with that compromise exit, it's not the most obvious, it's not the easiest track to make the undercut on. It is, obviously, it is quicker, but it's not as powerful as other tracks, because obviously you are a bit compromised to exit. You can overcut here quite good, but I think with Chalks in traffic, he'd be able to undercut here. If he was in traffic, it might be a different side, but I think Chalks has been looking good to leapfrog head at Owen again. I know him have to get his work out again to overtake, because Legends looks a lot more comfortable in these mediums compared to softs.
He does.
These two will be in this lap surely.
I think they kind of get Legends in, and so is Owen Wyatt. As Legend locks up the brakes, almost slides the car. This is a defensive manoeuvre to Chalkers as undercut, so we need to see how Chalkers is lapping. We have the timing sheets beside us. Chalkers is purple in Sector 2. Okay, this is decent for Chalkers. Can he possibly get a run on these guys? Here we see Owen Wyatt exiting the pit lane. And now as we cut, you can see it's a perfect camera. There goes the Red Bull. This has got to be really close because there is Owen Wyatt. But Chalkers has to go the long way, and he's got it done. Chalkers is up ahead of Owen Wyatt. Really great stuff by the Red Bull. The undercut has worked to perfection for Red Bull Racing, and Legend has come out miles behind because he had to serve that 5-second penalty. Chalkers in a great spot here.
Yeah, that was as close as you can get, and almost swiping the front wing off, but Chalk's just had enough there. Owen Wyatt's got to get these tyres up to prep temperature. If he can stay in DRS, he may fancy repassing, but yeah, great call there by Chalk's to get ahead, and Owen Wyatt's got his work cut out again to get this overtake to maybe get the podium. As I think Henry's got a corner cut penalty, I think, hasn't he? He hasn't got a stop and go, but Henry's on 5.
No, Henry does have a stop and go as well.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, sorry, but Henry's also on 5 warnings, so he's got to be careful. Another warning, and you'll get another corner cut penalty.
He's almost got one when we got on board to him. That was close. I don't mind have a run on Chalkers though. That's what I want to see. Is there goes J. Cole into the pit lane, pits from 3rd position. He's not in third position. He will not be there after pit stops, but he had a good run there. Here comes Owen White. He's going to go to the inside. Chalkers doesn't defend too hard because the Aston Martin is going to tuck into the inside down towards turn number 1. And now Owen White is back up to third spot here. Chalkers, can he go for the move? No, he cannot. And we need to keep an eye here because Henry's to serve that 5 seconds. If these guys keep pushing, they could drag Henry into this fight.
Yeah, there's 27 seconds the gap. I think Henry's going to come out behind me too, I think. We'll have to consider that penalty. It's going to be very close. So
Montana might be close here, depending on how much these guys push. Although I think they'll be coming in fairly soon. So I think Montana will definitely be okay because he's 28 seconds clear. But Henry has to serve that penalty, which will bring him down to about 21 seconds. So that's going to be really close. Yeah. Montana stays out though, although they do have good pace. Henry's in. Henry knows.
No surprise.
He's under threat here.
Time. Yeah, it's very caution the pit entry. Didn't get another penalty. That might cost him though, being that a little bit more caution the pit entry. We'll see how it works out. Owen Wyatt.
It's got to be against his teammate here and Chalkers because Legend's out of this fight, so there is a gap to slot in behind Chalkers if it all does go wrong. There is the tyres on and exits the pit box. Owen Wyatt bombing down the straight, which Aston Martin will be in second spot by the time we leave. There is Henry. It's a fastest lap of the race for Owen Wyatt, and we can just about see on the left hand side there is Henry. He's come out behind Owen Wyatt and Chalkers. He's come out miles behind, 2 seconds to be exact. A stint, and a big one in fact, is needed from Henry if he wants to finish on the podium here, because he's a 3-second time penalty as well. No, he's a 6-second time penalty, that's surely it.
Yeah, that's him done. I think that's him done for the podium, and he may come under a bit of threat from Legend for 4th place. That's his battle now, and only the absolute monster fast lap there, a 17.6. That was quite incredible. Obviously helped with the DRS and the overtake, and that.
Well, Montana's fastest lap is an 18.6 for context, so that just shows how monster that is. There goes J. Cole past the Matter. The Matter's found himself a few cars to keep him company now. He's now the cork in the bottle for this battle because J. Cole is now ahead of Khalifa on track and has a car between, so J. Cole needs to pull here in this last sector and just hope Khalifa gets held up by the Manor, but Khalifa's going to chuck it up the inside into turn number 10. Oh, that was very close. The Manor just leaves enough space. Probably not enough, but just enough. Khalifa down the inside here. I would have just stuck behind and got the DRS because he's going to lose more time. He's going to end up on the grass here, and he's going to lose an awful lot of positions because he's just somehow got out behind Larkin and didn't lose the spot to Konzo, but he's picked up a penalty now. That's all gone wrong for him, and this has worked out perfect for young J. Cole, who's now a second clear of the cars he was battling with, and now Khalifa is going to try get past the Matter again. Larkin's got past. Khalifa will get past. Is Konzo going to be able to get past? No. Konzo, really early on the brakes for the Matter, and Konzo is going to have to possibly dive it into here. No, he's not close enough, so Konzo really going to lose out big time in this battle. He needs to get past heading into turn number 5. Here he goes. It's definitely going to be a big send for Konzo. On the brakes, just out of the 100-metre board, as late as you can brake. It's going to be a push pass, a block pass, but Konzo, he's got it done nevertheless, so fair play to him there.
Yeah, and Alpine's in a good position now. They're in 6th and 7th. That's, I think, obviously Ferrari would be on 10 points. Alpine would be on 8 and 6. So that will be 14 points. I think Ferrari are just about in position, but they're definitely in position. If Legend makes a mistake, Alpine will pounce and take that third in touches. We have a good race in there, and I think Khalifa, a little bit of impatience there. I think he'll be ruining that mistake because he's lost him 2 places and gave him a penalty. He was desperate to get through, but that he'd have been easily through with DRS. His Legend set a fast lap there, so he's showing some great pace. And Montana's stayed out for a very long time.
Has Montana forgotten that he has to pit again? Wow, that's a brilliant lap from Larkin. 17.3.
A bit of team orders here, I think. Yeah, Larkin's been let through.
I think Larkin's the quicker man here. And he's gone through his teammate.
It's 10 seconds though, it's going to be quite tough.
It's only 6 seconds because Legend is a penalty.
Oh yeah. And don't forget Henry's got 6 seconds, so...
Yeah, they could be in a very good spot here. Alpine are going to work together to get their third in the champ, or second in the champ, or... Yes, to hold on. I very much confused myself there. But, Alfa Romeo were also in this fight, but, well, they don't have any drivers here tonight, so
No.
they are they're going to be overtaken by Red Bull because Chalkers is scoring points, and well, they're on even points. So that's what's happening there.
So if you discount Williams, it's been a really close battle from Chuckers.
It's a really close battle, apart from Williams in every way.
Chalkers is fancying to move along there,
he
but
just backed out there because young Henry is right on the back of him.
Yeah, a bit of moment on the curb there. Henry's got excellent pace, but then penalties are going to cost him dear now.
As it stands, also, J. Cole will finish 5th in the championship because he's going to overtake Samba.
Yeah, Samba not here, of course, and yeah, J. Cole and Larkin are working together as a team. They're just sort of dragging each other along, I believe, pulling the gap to Khalifa, and the guys behind have got penalties, so Montana, when is he going to pit?
I think he's forgotten to pit again. He forgotten Belgium, and he pit in the last 3 laps.
Yeah, for some reason an engineer to him, just tell him to pit.
He said after Belgium, actually, here's a funny story. He said, I was wondering why Tom in the party kept mentioning a second pit stop, and it didn't clock me until the final 3 laps of the race when it started raining.
Oh yeah, so the rain sort of bailed him out there, and that might have cost him a championship. You know, you never know what might have happened. So unfortunately,
he did decide to dunk 5 more wins on everybody else, so it didn't quite decide it. But the thing about this is, he's on 18 lap all mediums, and he's still pulling the gap.
Yeah, if you come into the picture, he'll still come out comfortably ahead of these guys, and we set an absolute monster fast lap as well with the tyre delta. So. And if he's just showboating here and just maybe going as long as he can, and I think he's fully aware of the rules, and maybe he's just.
I hope he is, considering he's the driver's champion.
Yeah. Obviously, Owen Wyatt maybe Joe might choke, because maybe wishing they'll be begging he doesn't pit, of course. They might
because he'll be disqualified.
Win here. Yeah.
Unless he can't even do a Michael Schumacher about pitting on the last lap because he's in a Williams, which is the last pit box. No,
yeah. You have to pit in the penalty map anyway if it's a 1-0 brew. You can't do it. Oh, he's in now anyway. Yeah, he's coming in. So all talk of that.
He's ruined our little bit of fun and entertainment for the evening.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's an impressive stint. 19 lap off mediums. That is. And
it's impressive, but let's be real. He's been on his own for most of the stint. Nobody is on his level. He's going to go over the set of sops, and I imagine he's going to come out well and truly in front of these guys, because Owen Wyatt is just entering the final corner, and Montana is about to exit the pits. It'll be closer than he would have likened to, but yeah, it's still going to be...
Chalkers here.
Chalkers, backs off just about. It's going to be 1.9, 1.8 seconds. Well, who knows, really? It's a lot closer than he would have likened, but I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, he's on 2 warnings, but even if he gets a penalty, I think he'll pull the gap anyway. So yeah, I think he's pretty much safe.
I think we're about to see an absolute monster of a fastest lap from this man in the Williams. If a 17.3 was impressive, I wouldn't be surprised if we get his qualifying time, which was in the 15s, I think.
Yeah, that'll be some effort and quicker than I can do in qualifying. So
same. I'm very much a 16.1 sort of guy, but
yeah.
Chalker's still here. Is he just sticking behind to possibly nab DRS in the final lap and push it? Yeah. I don't know, but it's not a tactic that's worked here in One Hub. Prime example of that is the man out of the race, Tom Robbo. He's your only retirement, as well as Mane.
He's got a lot more battery than Owen as well. Owen's very low on battery. He's got to be very careful. That might deplete for you in the race, and Chalkers use a little bit there in the exit, but backs out of it. And Chalkers, he doesn't seem to have he's got a good run here, but every time he's past 2-3 laps, and he's just not close enough. He's using a bit of that battery.
Here we go. Surely he's going for it on this lap. Yeah, absolutely he is. Going to chuck it up the inside of Owen Wyatt, and now Chalkers is up to second place. He could have possibly won in Monza, but he didn't quite. This could be his first podium of the season. For Chalkers, the Red Bull man, he deserves it, definitely. He's drove his heart off today to beat these 2 rapid Aston Martins. Aston Martin have confirmed their place in second in the Drivers' Championship. They are currently running 3rd and 4th, and I think Henry is going to be okay on the penalty front. He's not going to gain anything, but he's not going to lose anything either.
No, yeah, he's looking good, yeah. for Legend's 5 second behind, and Legend is slowly dropping back. He's not got the pace of these guys ahead, and these guys ahead, they're going to get help. They're going to get dropped by DRS, which makes Legend shop even harder.
Oh, and there we go penalty.
Again. I tell you what, he may. He's got to be careful here.
If Larkin and J. Cole can find some pace from somewhere in these final laps, they will nab that position, because Legend has 6 seconds of penalties, meaning the Alpines only need to gain about 3 seconds, but I don't think it's doable because they have not gained anything.
Late. He needs Legend to spin, really, to have a realistic chance. Legend's just about hanging on to that third constructors, but it's going to be very tight, and yeah, we've got 3 laps to go. We're out of safety car range now, so we won't get any more safety cars, so we're going to have a fully green race.
Yeah, that's very weird for F1 2021, but I have to say, we've had that a few times this season, and Owen Wyatt has picked up a 3. Meaning Chalkers is in a great position here to take a podium.
Yeah, Chalkers, he can afford Owen to get through here. He didn't have to fight Owen Wyatt too much. And Chalkers has got 2 warnings though, so he's not out of the woods just yet. But
as the Matter now just quickly is making his 2nd stop of the day. So fair play to Matt for trying something different. He was waiting for a safety car for sure. That's what was happening there, but hasn't got it unfortunately.
No, it could have happened though. It might have been a mass stroke, but not. But he surely will get that fast lap point outside the top 10, because he's going to have a really fresh set of tyres, and I don't think he'll threaten. Has Montana actually set a fast lap yet? I'm not.
Montana hasn't set a fastest lap yet, but I imagine he is going to.
Yeah.
Although will he? Because Jay or Larkin, who currently has it, had a lot of DRS. Well, I'll probably be proven wrong here, because he'll probably beat the current lap record of the circuit held by Lewis Hamilton. And see if he goes across the line now, and yep, he beats it by 3/10.
Yep, good lap.
Larkin's lap, that is. I don't know the lap record, but this is a video game, so it would be definitely quicker. Here comes Owen Wyatt, gonna go. No, backs off! I don't really know why he's did that.
You have to go for it with his penalty. If you want 2nd place, you have to really go. Maybe just accepting 3rd place, I don't know.
Maybe just want to break his wing.
Yeah.
Could be that as well, because he is still going to beat his teammate.
And look at this between Legend's got 6 second penalty. Henry's got to be careful with another penalty here, because he may drop out 4th place. So, as a Montana is just, he's 3 seconds in the lead.
As J. Cole's fallen off Larkin here, and I'm surprised Alpine won't let J. Cole through on the final lap, because he would beat Samba then. He's 6 points behind Samba. I believe he's still scoring 6 points as it stands.
Yeah, you get 6 points for 7th place. So
well, it would go to count back, and I think he could do a bit of multi-21 here, with J. Cole being allowed through on Larkin.
Yeah, I think Samba might get count back, because I believe Samba has had a podium or 2 this season.
Yeah, Samba definitely does. So, I think Larkin might. I don't know if J. Cole will ask him, but I think if J. Cole wants to beat Samba and get 5th in the championship, he needs to be let through here by Larkin.
Yeah.
They both finish on 69 points as it stands, but Montana gets us onto the final lap of the season, and Owen Wyatt is going to have to settle for 3rd here, because he's no way pulling 3 seconds on Chalkers, even if he gets past now.
No, and I think he'll just play it safe here. He won't take too many risks in terms of the overtake, and he's
very late in the brakes. His teammate is pushing him through the corners here for no apparent reason, because I think the only way Henry can finish on the podium here today is if these 2 guys spin.
Yeah, and Henry should be okay for 4th.
Oh, Henry's almost spun himself there. That would have been bad, as it doesn't look like the Alpine crew are swapping around unless they do it in the last corner. It'd be a shame for J. Cole to miss out, but team orders can. A lot of people do disagree with them. Chalkers, I think, has just done enough here to hold on to his 1st podium of the season. What a feat that would be for the Red Bull, and he's never given up this season, has Chalkers. But rounding the final corner, and just to finish a dominant season in absolute dominant fashion, the Swiss legend now of the Pinnacle tier, Montana wins in Portugal. And rounding the final corner, he's not given up a 1 point this season. A well-deserved 2nd spot for ERT Chalkers. He's deserved that one, he really has. Owen Wyatt is going to take his 3rd podium of the season, and his second in 2 races. Henry will finish 4th, Legend 5th, and Alpine have swapped. There it is. J. Cole will take 5th in the championship. Larkin has let his teammate through on the final corner, and great team orders once again. Not team order, sorry, great teamwork from Alpine once again to give J. Cole that position. Khalifa will finish 8th, Konzo 9th, Nick, the rocket ship in a straight line, will finish 10th ahead of Robin West in 11th. And the matter is, let's just call it some celebratory donuts, and not a spin.
No, he's just got to try and get to the line now, and you pick up that 1 point for 12th place. But yeah, a good race there. Another clean race. We've had a lot of good clean races. No again. Safety cars, and well, I think if the race is live, we might have had a safety car for this. But thankfully, it's the final lap, and he's the last guy on track. So, as the leaders on their victory lap are about to lap him, which is quite the feat.
Has there ever been a race where a man's been lapped by the AI on the victory lap? I don't know, but I don't think Matt will, unless he somehow spins again, which we don't want to see. But Matt's going to come across the line to finish 12th in what's not been the best. Oh no.
No, he's got the drift set up on that McLaren, I think it looks like.
We've seen him have that spin in qualifying. It's definitely not the most. It's definitely not his best corner on the circuit. But Matt's going to come across to finish 12th, and
I hope he does finish. Oh, he does.
He does get across. Okay, I was very worried that he wouldn't make it there, because there is a timer, but Matt's got across and he's earned his point for sticking with us. He well deserves that point today. Driver of the day there on the screen is J. Cole, but of course you can vote on the OneHub Twitter later for the driver of the day, and all the tiers. You should give them all a watch back, especially the 10 races in the Pinnacle tier. Especially Abu Dhabi, that was brilliant, and Belgium, another classic.
Quite a few very dramatic finishes, and this race probably wasn't the most exciting race of the season, but it's still a good race. So
it's still a good race, but the standard we've had this season has been unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been epic. A lot of dramatic finishes, late safety cars, late penalties, late mistakes, and one very controversial result in Monza, which we might gloss over.
I think if me and Jamie both want to be here next year, we should probably gloss over it. But there's your final results here in Portugal. It is the champion Montana who wins in Portimao, ahead of Chalkers, who earns his first podium of the season in 2nd position, ahead of the 2 Aston Martins of Owen White and Henry. They have locked out the 2nd row so many times in qualifying, and it's fitting that they finish there in the race. Legend finishes 5th. He will keep 3rd in the Drivers' Championship, ahead of J. Cole, who gets 5th in the Drivers' Championship, being let through on the last lap by XL Larkin. Khalifa finishes in 8th, ahead of Konzo in 9th, Nick in 10th, Robin in 11th, and the Matter 12th, with your 2 non-finishes of Tom, Robbo and Mane. Jamie, who are you selecting for Driver of the Day?
I'm gonna go for, I think achievements have to be, I think career landmarks have to be admired and have to be respected, and I think it's a result that's been G for the past few races, I think, for him. And I'm gonna go with the guy who finished 2nd place, Chalkers, as a drive down nominee. I think he fully deserves it.
You built that up like you were going to say Montana.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But yeah, Montana would have been one as well. But yeah, we'll go with Chalkers, because I think getting your first podium in the league is quite good. Ending the season that podium was quite impressive, and he didn't make any mistakes. He avoided them penalties, and he made some clinical overtakes when needed, and he managed to keep under pressure. And then two Aston Martins who are absolutely flying, and obviously Legend who made that mistake in the pits. I'm going to ask him, well done, you must be happy with that race. Probably your most accomplished drive of the season. And what was different tonight compared to the rest of the season?
I think it's probably only fair that I give Montana my one, because he's dominated over the season. He's dominated again tonight, and somehow didn't win Driver of the Day last week, which was beyond me. But I'm going to have to go for Montana. I'm just going to say, how do you keep doing it? How do you have so much pace over everyone else? And how are you able to comfortably manage so many races this season? But that is our final little adventure here in the Pinnacle tier for the season. It has been a magnificent season overall. Montana takes the driver's title ahead of his teammate Tom Robbo. Williams take the constructors. You can find the full standings on SimGrid, which are available from the Discord, and the Constructors Championship will be posted on the Twitter. Keep an eye on all our socials, because I believe we do have an end of season stream coming up very, very soon. Thank you all very much for joining us, of course, for the course of the season, and we will catch you next time on a different game, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fantastic. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time.